welcome to night number 95 of History Bedtime Stories in bed in our pajamas. And tonight we're talking about a personal hero of mine, Viola Liuzzo. Now, Mrs. Viola Liuzzo was born April 11th, 1925 in Georgia, and her childhood is split between Georgia and Tennessee, where she grows up very poor and would have had a first-hand experience in American segregation of the races. She is a child of the Great Depression, and through all of this, she sees that African Americans aren't treated equally to whites. She moves to Detroit, where she marries a teamster named Anthony Liuzzo, and Anthony and Viola raise 5 children together. She is a housewife. She is a mother. She is a graduate of the University of Wayne State, and she is spurred into action when she sees the Selma March. She's watching this Selma voting rights march and really thinking, there's gotta be something I can do. She sees the march turn from peaceful protest into violence at the hands of Alabama police, and she decides that what she can do is help. Through multiple failed attempts by Martin Luther King Jr. to finish the march, there is finally a date set and a call for volunteers who can help transport marchers from the endpoint in Montgomery back to Selma so that they can get home. And Viola thinks, I can do that. She gets into the family Oldsmobile. She drives down, and on March 7th, 1965, she is driving a young man named Leroy Moten, who's 19 years old, from the successful end of the march in Montgomery back to Selma. She is on a dirt road in Alabama when a car with 4 men pulls up fast and furious alongside her and opens fire. They shoot Viola Liuzzo in the head and she dies in a ditch in Alabama. Leroy Moten, thank goodness, wasn't killed, but he survives only by playing dead. The 4 men in the car were members of the Ku Klux Klan, and 24 hours after her death, after her murder, President Lyndon Johnson goes on national television to announce their arrest. The 4 men are set to stand trial for the murder of Viola Liuzzo, but one of them, Gary Rowe, was an informant for the FBI. He's kept out of the trial. Only 3 men go to trial in Alabama for the murder of Viola Liuzzo, and they are found not guilty by an all-white male jury. There were ballistic reports. There was the eyewitness account of Mr. Leroy Moten, but they're found not guilty. They're later charged in federal court for civil rights violations and get a 10-year prison sentence for her murder. Then it gets really ugly. An organized smear campaign calls Viola a bad mother, says that she used drugs, and even brings her morality into question. In 1978, a Freedom of Information Act is put out to gain information from the FBI on not only the death of Viola, but really the smear campaign that comes shortly after it. It is found through that Freedom of Information Act that J. Edgar Hoover, as the leader of the FBI, masterminded a campaign to take away her credibility, to claim untrue facts like drug use or that she was a bad parent. She was a great parent. And to try to make her lesser than, so that there wouldn't be upheaval, civil rights protests, and violence in the street, that her 4 murderers got away with it. Gary Rowe, who was an FBI informant, was never charged. The 3 men who were served less than 10 years each in federal prison. Viola did not die in vain, though. Her sacrifice helped lead just 5 months later to the passing of the Voting Rights Act. She has been honored in recent years, including by Wayne State University, her alma mater, who in 2015 presented their first ever posthumous PhD in law to Dr. Viola Liuzzo. She also has Lietzu Park named in her honor, and a statue by Detroit artist Austin Brantley was completed of her in 2016 and stands as a beacon of civil rights, of doing the right thing, and of justice here in the city of Detroit. I hope you're enjoying History Bedtime Stories. Wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow night.